How are you, Margaret?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Sorry I'm not there in person.
That's okay. I'm not either, so we're good.
Okay. Well, we just got back from Italy actually a couple of days ago, and we were with a very it was amazing, but we're a super large group, and some percentage of the people got COVID. We just got we tested negative, but got some sort of a nasty cold cough thing, and I thought, well, I should probably keep that to myself.
We're all just lacking immune responses, I think, after this period. Yeah. I've been back and forth with my mother, and so I'm, yeah.
Oh no, there you go.
I had to get after her. She's chasing the horses. It wasn't really chasing, she's running because they took off running, so she went off because she thinks that
she thinks they're scared of her.
Yeah. The old Tomcat, he's got her. They get going, he whacks her, but when they sleep, right together, yeah.
Okay, Jen, how are we doing? I want to call today's meeting to order. Jen, will you do roll call, please?
Tom McDonald.
Here.
Len Tucci. Jennifer Finley. Here. Jim Molitor.
Here.
Carol Langford. Here. Perry Pitts. Bing Matt. Here. Ellie Bundy. Martin Charlo.
Present.
Mike Dolson.
I'm here.
James Steele Sr.
All right, as always, I'd like to start us out with a prayer this morning. Jimmy, would you please do a prayer for us?
Reverend Grandfather. Grandfather, calling you today to ask for your guidance and what we do for our people, for everyone that we work for. Just ask for your guidance and ask you, thank you for this beautiful day today. Thank you for the people that are here. Our group, I'm really glad to see them here. glad to see the people that are here for the issues that we have to face. I thank you for, again, thank you for the day. Thank you for guidance, and I ask you this in your name. Amen.
That's Jimmy. So we have a busy agenda today, and we have special guests here this morning. So I will delay our minutes until after our meet and greet here with the National Parks Conservation and Jermaine. So I'm going to ask Jermaine, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Tribal Council members. Thank you so much for this opportunity to meet with you today. I'm delighted to be here with Glacier National Park Superintendent Dave Romer, with co-chair of the Tribal Relations Working Group for the Conservancy, Cookie Cobell Zwang, and the Executive Director of the Conservancy, Doug Mitchell. So I'm going to ask Doug, Superintendent Romer, if you would like to say a few words.
Thank you. I just want to say it's so nice to be here and to meet with the council. And I look forward to many more opportunities for Glacier National Park and the Park Service to be working with you for the park to be a more authentic and true place, and to reflect the values and the culture of the Confederated Chincoteague tribe.
Well, thank you, Dave, and board members. The body, your work is just tremendous, you know, and the effort that you all do to show that respect to you. We've asked our drum group, Suit, to do an honor song for your entire group. So we'd actually like to do that right now if we could. Lem-lems to the drum. You guys always sound so good. I go ahead and excuse the drum now at this time. And I want to welcome you, GMPC board directors and staff that are here this morning. You know, having this relationship and meeting each other is part of a real strong relationship that we'd like to have in the future. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just want to say lemons to Yamatsu. What a way to start today. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, go ahead.
Council members, our board chair, Margaret Notley, is not able to join us today, but in person, but she has joined us via Zoom. So I wanted to be sure to introduce her electronically as well.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. So I am so honored for us to be meeting together today, although in my own case, remotely, for which I apologize. I know we all respect our elders, and my mother's 90 and not well, and I'm back and forth with her. So I am waving at you down across our beautiful shared Flathead Lake. I live 2 miles north of Yellow Bay, so we are neighbors. Simply put, we are so honored to be in community together with you, both near and from afar. We have other board members tuning in from elsewhere. Thanks to the technology. And it's a pleasure to be working on projects of mutual interest. This will be a spectacular and rewarding couple of days together for all of us. And I would like to thank you for your hospitality to us all, and Jermaine in particular for curating this meeting. Thank you. Thank you for sharing Jermaine with us. We do treasure her. I am so very much looking forward to hearing about today's site visits and in years to come to the fruits of our strengthening relationships as we work in partnership. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And again, welcome. I'd like to have our council introduce themselves to you, and I'd love to be able to hear everybody's name. I know we have Doug and Dave and Ms. Cobell up here, but I'd like to go through everybody. So I'll ask Carol could start out. We can introduce ourselves.
Good morning. I'm Carol Langford. I represent the Ronan District.
That's correct, Special. Good morning, everyone. My name is Martin Charla. I represent the Pablo District. I'm also one of the officers, and I serve as a secretary. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bing Matt. I'm representative from the Arley District.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Ellie Bundy, and I'm the district, St. Ignatius District representative.
Of course, I'm Tom McDonald. I'm a council representative at large, covering the entire reservation and the current chair.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Len Two-Teeth. I serve the Elmo District up north, and I currently serve as the vice chairman.
Yes, yeah. My name is Jim Alter. I share the Arley District with Councilman Matt.
I'm Jennifer Finley. I'm the Polson District Representative. Thank you for coming.
Good morning. I'm Mike Dawson. I represent Hot Springs, Camas Prairie.
Good morning. I'm Terry Pitts. I represent the city of Dixon, where all the stoplights are.
Agency is a suburb of Dixon. So maybe we could start back there if we, Jim has a mic there.
Good morning, and thank you very much for allowing us to be here. My name is Orrin Weber, and I'm a board member, and I live in Kalispell.
Hi, good morning. My name is Rivers Loomis. I'm with GNPC on staff and really happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Good morning, and thank you for having us. My name is Sean O'Leary, representing Glacier Conservancy staff.
Good morning. My name is Dana Donovan. We live in Essex, and I'm here with the board member.
Good morning. John Donovan, a board member, live in Essex. Should we go this way?
Okay. Good morning. My name is Greg Olson, and thank you so much for hosting us here today. I'm a longtime board member, and I'm a co-chair of the Education and Wonder Working Group.
Good morning. I am Pete Webster, Glacier Park Deputy Superintendent, and really looking forward to the day. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Grace Kinsler, and I'm a GNPC staff member. Thank you for having us.
Good morning. My name is Paul Austin, the lead ranger at Glacier National Park.
Thank you for having us. I'm Susan Hay Patrick, a board member from Missoula.
My name is James Preet, and I'm the husband of the board member, Gail.
Good morning. I'm Gail Preet. I'm a board member, and thank you so much for both the honor song, which was tremendous, and for hosting us today. This is just a tremendous opportunity. My husband and I live on the North Fork, just outside of Columbia Falls.
Hi, I'm Geneva Thompson. I'm on the GMPC staff and here with my husband, Alex, today. And yeah, it's a privilege to be here. Thank you. Hi, I'm Bobby Brooks. I'm a student at Salish Kootenai College, currently a junior getting my bachelor's in business administration and also the president of the American Indigenous Business Leaders chapter. And I'm here to observe council for a course, History of Tribal Government.
Good morning, I'm Becca Wheeler. I'm the creative lead and I'm happy to be here.
Good morning, I'm Lacey Kowalski, a Conservancy staff member, and I'm very honored to be here. Thank you for having us.
And I'm Christine Marvin. I'm the database administrator for the Conservancy, and thanks for having us.
Good morning, I'm Jeanette McKee, board member from Hamilton, Montana, hangs out some at Finley Point. And thus I can count both districts as where I am.
Good morning, I'm Andrew Smith, the communications lead for the Glacier National Park Conservancy, and very honored to be here this morning.
Good morning, I'm Stacy Dubuque with the Glacier National Park Conservancy, Director of Development, and thanks again for having us.
Joe Radaba, I'm a board member and the treasurer, and we have a home in Whitefish, and delighted to be here. Thank you so much.
Good morning, I'm Beverly Rodabaugh, and it's such a privilege to be here and to hear that beautiful honor song. Thank you so much.
Good morning, I'm Levon Bennett. We live in Whitefish, and Rick is on the board.
Rick Bennett, we're also from St. Louis, Missouri. Our first day in the Valley, so we're very pleased to be here. I'm past chair of the Conservancy.
Good morning, I'm Lana Batts. I live on Flathead Lake. And I'm the vice chairman of the Conservancy.
Good morning, I'm Susan Brook. I'm from St. Mary. I have a business on the east side of Glacier Park on the Blackfeet Indian Reservation.
Good morning, thanks for having us. I'm Courtney Stone and mostly call Columbia Falls home. I'm a board member with the Conservancy.
Good morning, I'm Jody Glasser. I'm also a board member. I live in the Minneapolis area, and I'm just really thrilled to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, good to hear everybody's name and what a great board and staff. You know, I really want to commend you again. I mean, the honor song really is for your work and your dedication and your, volunteering and helping to protect the resources that are so intimately important to our tribes and of course all the people of our nation. So I want to thank you again for your dedication and work, stepping up and making sure that the resource is protected and you're identifying needs and working to conserve the area. So with that, hopefully today you'll see some of the stuff that our tribes have been engaged in over a millennia, you could say. But more recently, over the past 40 years, we've had a lot of really great projects that have been happening. We've had a lot of great conservation work that we've been able to do And so hopefully the field trips you have this afternoon will highlight some of that information. And if hopefully it's beneficial to you, or it will ring items that might be partnerships or things we could collaborate in the future, or things that we could assist as we talk about the park and in the general area, because we're concerned about all of Montana. We consider it all our homeland, and every resource is deeply important for us. So with that, there's great challenges that you have, of course, with the number of people moving here. And, you know, it's always been that way with the park and the resources that we have that are fantastic, that we love them to death. You know, it's a challenge to be able to manage resources and visitation. It's a challenge to manage borders with Canada. It's a challenge to manage highways that go through our important watersheds. It's a challenge to keep invasive species out. It's a challenge to keep all the native flora and, you know, and fauna, all the things that are here remaining here in perpetuity. It's always a challenge. So all that work that you help with the park and the surrounding communities and resource managers like us is very important. So I can't overstate that and how important it is. So thank you for being here and taking the time. I know our council wants to go up and spend some time in the park, you know, Dave. So we'd love to have schedule that field trip sometime, and make sure that we get up there and get more familiar with all the activities that are going up there, and resource protection. And you got a lot of serious management issues just like we do. So we share a lot of issues. Any other comments from council? The one thing that I mentioned before to the park, and this is really something that's Jermaine and I have had lots of conversations about this. And Jermaine, I should say, Jermaine and I were colleagues for many, many years, and she's an outstanding resource, and what a great troubleshooter and fantastic projects that she's led that have helped to edify everybody. But one of the things in that topic is our youth, and how we get our youth on the landscape, and how we return people that have been removed from that landscape, or, you know, getting that relationship rebuilt. And so we strive all the time to be able to go out into our Aboriginal territory and make sure that our youth and all of our citizens are familiar with the landscape and know the resources and know what they have that they need to protect for their grandchildren and their great grandchildren, and how to use it appropriately, and all those things in consideration for the ecosystem. So anytime that we can partner with Conservancy or the park on field trips like I just mentioned, but bringing our people in a way that's demonstrated of us being on that landscape for a millennia is a good thing for us. It's a self-esteem thing. It's a sense of place that really is incredible, powerful tool for us. And it reminds people that there's a history in this landscape. There's place names, there's language, there's uses that are part of that landscape that should be considered for future management and how we manage it in perpetuity. So it's really critical. So tribal knowledge is part of what I would call a mandate to be able to manage resources correctly into the future. Because if you can't learn from people who have been on the landscape for tens of thousands of years, then I don't know, something might be wrong with you. But so living in balance is like one of the frameworks that we would do for any education effort. How do we live in balance? You know, and that's part of the education. And Jermaine's been fantastic at that in her career. So I'll leave it at that. If there's any other comments, one more time from council. Go ahead, Martin.
Just kind of wanted to echo what our chairman was saying, and just always being good neighbors. We've been here in this area as long as we have, and it's, you know, for a reason that we've always kind of helped the people that needed help and continue to do that. And that's just kind of who we are. And as a people, gets misconstrued as a sign of weakness or that we're too nice or whatever that may be, but I actually feel it's the opposite. And so we continue to be here and want to go and actually, really have the connection with the land that, we've had since forever, like Tom said. And so, thank you guys for being here. Please take advantage of our great, place here, but, don't tell everyone about it, let's keep them out of here just a little bit more, but yeah, you guys are great. Everyone else, let's, just tell them to come visit for a short amount of time. So thank you guys again. Humor is one of our little traits, I guess, probably when I get nervous. So I appreciate you guys laughing. So thank you.
Thanks, Martin. Oh, go ahead, Lynn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the council. I just want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to come be with us today. It's really important to have these types of collaborations, especially when we know that having these thoughts and ideas on how to enhance our valley here that we all live together in. So thank you, and I really want you guys to enjoy the field trips today. And yes, thank you.
Thanks, Lynn. Jimmy?
Yeah, I also want to thank you for coming and for sharing what you folks do. I personally looking forward to a field trip. You get up there and you just been up there time after time, but you forget about how it all works, what happens up there. You just concentrate on the beauty of the whole thing. So, I'd really be interested in going for a field trip. Thank you.
Jennifer?
Thank you. Yes, thank you for coming. And, I just hope that you realize that coming here isn't a small gesture. It really means a lot to us. And, there's so many people in Montana who don't even know we exist. There's people on the reservation who who live on the reservation, who own businesses on a reservation, who don't know they're on a reservation, and who know nothing about us. And so coming here is really important. It's a really important acknowledgement, and it's a really important acknowledgement of our ancestral connection to this place. This place is us, and we are this place. And there's no place in the United States that is untouched by an Indigenous person. Every single landscape that exists in the Americas has been touched by the Indigenous people who've always been here. It's been walked on, prayed on, laughed on. Generations of our women have given birth here. This is our homeland. So welcome, and thank you for coming here. It's very important.
Thank you, Jennifer. Well, relationships, that's what makes us strong, and communication makes us strong. So, Carol, go ahead.
Yeah, I too am very happy that you guys all came, but I have a question regarding, I understand access to the park is limited. I see you shaking your head. So I'm just kind of worried about access for tribal members, and maybe that's not the issue. It's about, there's so many people coming here, and we realize that, and that there's got to be some kind of limitation at some time, probably going to the sun. So I'm just wondering, that does not exclude us at all. I'm sure, since it is Aboriginal territory, and just have a question. Yeah.
Thanks. As you know, there are many people going to Glacier and going to the Sun Road, but tribal members do not need a vehicle reservation to visit the park, ever.
I was even somewhere, I think it was in California, and I used my tribal ID there, and I thought, well, that's cool. National parks are even letting me in down there. It was actually Pebble Beach. Well, which a lot of people don't get to Pebble Beach, but yeah, so cool.
Mr. Chairman, if I might just say a few words.
Now, go ahead, Doug.
Thank you very much. My name is Doug Mitchell, and I'm the Executive Director of the Glacier National Park Conservancy. My wife hates it when I say this, but she grew up in the Flathead Valley, so she's been hiking Glacier National Park for 60 years. Now, the good news is she started when she was 2, but she still doesn't like it when I say that. I just feel so privileged to be so warmly welcomed here today. You have a group of eager lifetime learners, both in the Conservancy staff. We have about 11 of my coworkers here today, and about 15 of our board members here from both the Flathead Valley and around the country, for whom this 2.5 days here has been a talisman for us all year. This is our most important set of moments as community members, to be able to share this time with you, to be able to be learners, to be able to think about our relationship, to use your good phrase, Mr. Chairman, with Glacier National Park, with our tribal neighbors, and also to think about our responsibility as the Glacier National Park Conservancy. Our job is very simple. Our job is to help preserve and protect the park for future generations, period. And we do that by taking the kindness of others. And in this year, that means $3 million worth of private support that came through philanthropic giving. And to provide that to the park for purposes of funding projects that couldn't happen without private philanthropy. Projects like the Native America Speaks program, which I know you're all very familiar with, it's great, Mr. Chairman, I agree, it's enriching for tribal members, but I would argue that it is more enriching for the people who get the experience to learn directly about Glacier, what we now call Glacier Park, from tribal members. The fact that visitors have that experience, and I've seen it in their eyes, that understanding that this isn't their place that came to be in 1910, this is a place that has been special to Indigenous people for tens of thousands of years, is a really significant moment. So for us to be able to be in community with you helps us do our job better. That there's lots of ways you can preserve and protect something for future generations, right? You can wrap it in saran wrap, and that's one way of doing it. Or you can expose it to the air and give it life. And we hope that our partnership with the park, our partnership with our donors and supporters, and our partnership with you will help us expose this relationship to the light. That it will allow us to create growth in scientific research, growth in protecting wild places and wild things, and growth in creating cultural understanding that can be meaningful. We stand ready to provide resources to be able to enrich that partnership this year, next year, and for as long as we need to exist. So I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I'm 63 years young this year. I still learn things every day, and I'm really excited to spend. Last night, we had an incredible night across the street at SKT, incredible leadership, incredible fellowship there, and we're really looking forward to the next day and a half here. And thank you again for your hospitality.
Thank you, Doug. Just want to mention one relationship, and I want you to think about this on your field trip this afternoon. As you look at the tribal resources, you look at the highway, you look at the wilderness that we have, you look at the bison range. There's a real relationship between the bison range and Glacier National Park, a very significant relationship as two scenic areas, auto tour type of a outdoor recreation experience, wildlife viewing, scenic, beautiful, fantastic landscapes. And when something happens at one of them, it affects the other one. So there is a relationship, a direct relationship. And we're challenged with managing the bison range in perpetuity for public use. And that's great. I mean, that's exactly we want to educate people on everything considered in this area. That would be the park resources, climate change, all the stressors that might be there, how we can live in balance with our environment. So there's a great messaging that we can do at the bison range. And then there's a relationship of people coming to the bison range when the park is full. So we do have this cause and effect that can be there. So when you think about your conservancy, please consider the bison range and how visitation and outdoor recreation occurs on our landscape. And we would deeply appreciate partnerships as we go forward with our bison range management and resource, because they're connected. These two parks are deeply connected, and I would like to have that relationship really be really strong. And we're looking at the possibility of building a new visitor center, a new entrance on the top of our Valley Hills. When you come over Highway 93 and you look at this spectacular view of the Mission Range front, and off to your north is the Bison Range. It's a great spot to educate visitors. The majority of visitors coming to Glacier, the majority of visitors coming to the Flathead, the majority of the visitors coming to the Bison Range in this valley, to educate them of all things considered. Great opportunity. We'd love to partner with everybody in that regard. So think about that today as you tour around and see the resources. But I again want to thank all of you for being here, and deeply appreciate it, and look forward to having a strong relationship. I mean, with these two ladies sitting up here, I don't know how we can go wrong, actually. Go ahead, Jermaine.
Mr. Chairman, tribal council members, we brought a small token of appreciation for this time today. We'd like to take a moment and share a small gift with you. The Conservancy had Conservancy hats made, and your name is on the back of each of them.
Oh, you did custom hats? Well, you don't know how important that is for me anymore with this big old bald spot I got going on here. Yes, thank you. Didn't have to put it that way, Jermaine, but.
Sorry. Once again, Mr. Chairman, Tribal Council members, I wish to express my deep appreciation for your time. I know the many demands you have and all of the choices you need to make, and allowing us to be here today. I appreciate it deeply and want to once again thank you. And I know you have important work to do, but if you can join us on field trips this afternoon, we would be delighted to have you. Also, we're, what time are we eating tonight? Yeah.
6.
Yes. So we would like to invite you to join us at Quataqanook tonight for dinner, if any of you are available at 6 o'clock. And hope to see you on field trips. Thanks again.
Where you're going to see me, it's not too late to change and get on the bus that I'm going to be on. So I'm joking.
Unless they want to be on the bus that I'm going to be on and hike.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jermaine, where will you be at noon? Just right out here? Pesia. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see. I'll see you later for sure.
Your next issue will be in executive.
Is Elaine here? Yep. Oh, there you are. You gotta open up my eyes. We'll go into executive session. Okay. Morning, Elaine. And I have to apologize to you because I had a message from you and I lost it when we switched over. They did a computer thing and I got locked out of my messages and I didn't know how to do it until Liz actually showed me how to send the information so I can unlock my messages again. Yeah, but I did catch the beginning of it before I had a chance to, before I lost it. And it was, I think, what you're talking about today. So I'm assuming that. Yeah, go ahead.
I think we should at least set the agenda.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. We didn't do that. That's right. We jumped right. We'll go quickly into open session. We have today's agenda before you. Is there any additions?
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda with additions.
Motion by Lynn to approve today's agenda with additions. Carol? Carol has one item. Okay. 2 items. Okay. Anybody else? No, maybe. Report on the meetings yesterday. We'll do meeting reports on 3 separate meetings: water rights, rail, and bison.
If you guys look at your agenda, I have it at 1 o'clock for
Okay,
council issues.
1 o'clock, we can do all that. Okay. Is that okay? Wait till 1? Of course, I won't be here, but that's okay. I have 1 item to follow up after Elaine in executive session with you all. So, second by Ellie. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Unanimous. Okay, we'll move back into executive session.